Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ESL Impact League Season 8 of NA. My name is Quantum Deathcat, here with Floofies.
Start things off on Lotus's map pick of Ancient, Nocturnal taking the CT side. And this is an interesting start we're getting out of Lotus. Sometimes you go B, sometimes you go A. They split the difference and head toward mid, but they're going to push Tori out of Donut. They do give her time to call in the rotation if she can hit one of these shots, but Zazu bowls her right on over, and Lotus will take the space. The bomb going to go down, and Lunari going to be forming the tip of the spear on elbow. Looks like they've already been spotted, though. The Doolies of Gadfly do manage to cap one. Ooh, yeah, awkward, but does finish the job in the end. And it's just going to be Cyclone in the 1 versus 3 before Lunari takes her head right off, and Nocturnal will secure that pistol round. That might be tempering their attitude on this round as they go for mid to Donut once again, all the way on over to A, pushing Tori away. But again, there's going to be time for the retake to come in. Estrella looking for some shots on this very pretty Glock. Ooh, it's going to be Toki's, though, to open things up as the bomb is planted. And once again, 4 versus 4. Good dunk out of Mads, doubling up as well. 2 versus 4, and it does look like Nocturnal should have this one locked in. Zazu rocks Gadfly, but she's down to 33 HP, so just strafes out into the open and accepts her fate. It sure is. And again, we see Lotus making their play out on the A bomb site. 3 rounds in a row, 3 A hits. So they will get the bomb down once again, but they haven't been able to hold this just yet. They do have the AKs and the AWP for Alice, so this is the best chance possible to try and hold this off. Donut going to be just smoked off, completely sectioned off for Nocturnal. So the 3 players that have a chance to maybe come in from mid, not really going to have a great opportunity to retake. That bomb already halfway ticked down before this retake going to come in, but there's enough kits on the side of Nocturnal. If they can get the kills, they can still retake this, but it's not happening. Already a massacre on the side of Nocturnal, and it's just Mads left standing. Toki's will handle that business, and it is going to be Lotus bringing the momentum back onto the T side.
However, Nocturnal are able to do something with this Violet Op and this Mads M4. That would be crazy. What a shot by the Opper. Opper on Opper Violence. And Violent goes down early. Gadfly will as well to the nade thrown up from essentially being the early warning system to tell Nocturnal, hey, stay towards the B site. And as Tori goes up here, Alice gets her kill, gets another, the Opper showing her prowess. And as Tori should get a free kill here, gets a free AK for her troubles. Essentially, she's gonna shoot the body on top of that. She's gonna go away with the save.
It's a dangerous proposition to be rushing in against those MP9s. This time, the USPs, Lunari able to get hers, but I don't think there's going to be too much more out of this round for Nocturnal. If Tori can secure that AK at the very least, but it's so far back behind the AWP that it's just going to be a mopping up exercise out of Cyclone, and Lotus will secure that 3rd round.
Here, they've got overtime money at this point in time. They could keep on going for a long time before their economy is ever even thought about being broke. So Lotus,
I hope you didn't get tired of the A site, because we're going back there. And these 2 choke points are also going to be something that I feel like Legacy Lotus should be able to lock down. Already Alice aiming right down that avenue. First to die is going to be Tori. Smoke is good. It is keeping her out of this, but there's more players on the Lotus side. Toki's trades 1 for 1, 3 versus 3, but Gadfly continuing to erase Lotus players. And Violet just going to stick on the bomb, but it's too late. As Lotus, they do lock in that explosion, but they do lose everyone in the attempt. Not really going to matter, though. Look at that money.
Forces Nocturnal into a 4th round loss in a row. Mads gets the first kill, gets a second. That's huge. Straight with the headshot. And suddenly, the round opens up for Nocturnal. Tori goes down, and suddenly the A anchor completely falls apart. In weaponry, they've got themselves 2 AKs to try and defuse this bomb. However,
oh my goodness.
Lotus, once again, losing to these Deagles. That's a 3rd player lost to it. There's another Deagle.
Oh, not going to be any more.
But there it goes. It's dead. And Estrella gets Lunari dead. Estrella goes down. Zazu left on her own. Gadfly and Violet left on their own. Some 1v1. And it's going to Violet. Does she have the time? The answer is no. So in the end, they once again get all the kills, but they can't get the defuse. 5-2.
We are getting into the end of the half, and now is the perfect time for Legacy Lotus to go somewhere else, but they are getting denied. 2 kills already for Nocturnal, trying to stem the bleeding by changing things up. I think Nocturnal have done a perfect job. Now we'll see if Lunari can convert off of this. She gets the first, and that is going to send the signal to the rest of Nocturnal to try and rotate on in. These Oh, I like that Molotov. Pushes these players off of the site. Zazu trying to charge on over. Tori not quite expecting, but Gadfly in tow, and that will be enough for Nocturnal. They do finally stop the bleeding, and they will secure a 3rd round. Does look like we're going to have a full brawl over mid, so Tori and Mads going to be responsible for really stoppering this one up. And honestly, with just that one round, there's been enough that they've managed to shut down the economy of Lotus. There was a Mac 10 in the hands of Estrella. They're trying to keep they're trying to keep Nocturnal guessing, but really it's going, oh, maybe not. Toki's with the double in mid. Is that going to be enough? Maybe it will. Lunari gets one back, but this is going to be just Violet alone in the 1 versus 2.
Power play turn penalty kill comes into Violet's hands now, up against Alice and Toki's, and Alice will clear things up, and she continues her tear.
Mostly from Violet. Again, I usually expect to see her op feasting, but this game so far, it has not had the impact that I normally expect out of it. Lotus just gonna grind their way up toward B. A couple of Mac 10s gonna be more than enough to chew up all that space. And look at this, already 3 versus 4 bomb down. The round just started. I'm sitting here trying to do flavor, and Lotus are like, no. Rush B, do not stop. Tori, we'll see if she's got her this one locked in. She knows the offer's close by. Good double spray down, but now she's got to go for a full-on ace if she wants to secure this round. Cyclone on 9 HP, but the op going to be picked up. And
you're right? Violet normally so good with the op that I've nicknamed her Violent because of how often that she just goes on a tear. In this case, she's not to be seen bottom fragging on her team. Got to be wondering where she is at the moment.
For the rotation, but she's, oh no, she already started to walk away. Now she's going to be faced with the smoke in front of her, and Estrella's bullets is going to be more than enough. They've been so good at these very early, fast rounds. We saw them very nearly taking down Shimmer last week.
On the side of Lotus, they are a strong team. They know it, and they're showing it. 8-3. In the meantime, the Lotus up 8-3. They've got themselves more than double a lead, and they're looking to triple up on their opponents here on this last round of their T side. Talk about it in 2 minutes. All right, let's do it. That's got me hyped.
Well, once again, charging down mid. Mad's able to convert, takes the first. Good trade, though. Tori, this is something we haven't seen just yet, getting active inside of A main, and she's able to make use of it for the tone of 2 kills. Now it's just Zazu and Toki's left standing, 2 versus 3. Good handle by Toki's.
2-on-2, and they're going towards each other, towards this red room. Will he be painted even more red with blood? No, Lunari's not looking the correct direction. And as she backs away, she leaves her teammate to die, and she will follow suit. Triple up for Legacy Lotus, as it's now a 9-3 lead against Nocturnal.
Gonna be a heck of a comeback if Nocturnal are here for it, but
from the side of Lotus can be replicated on their end as well. They beat waves on this map, so now it comes down to whether they can also now beat.
Ooh,
a crazy shot from the side. A Gadfly Cyclone falls to the wayside. Alice also dinked up, but Toki's finding the rotating player, going away, not getting the shot. Lunari gets 2. Alice left on her lonesome, can't get anything going as the bomb is planted towards B.
They were caught behind the 8 ball for the entire thing, and now it's going to come down to the force buy out of Lotus to try and secure that 10th round. MP9 claims 1, but Nocturnal 2 in response, and looks like they're going to feed Lotus a taste of their own medicine over by the A bomb site. Lotus, they're nowhere nearby.
I think they want to be anywhere nearby at the moment. They've got themselves a bit of util, you know, it's worth saving it. Trying to bring into the other round, maybe get some exits, but that's about it. This retake is practically impossible, as Zazu gets herself $600 and an AK upgrade. Time running low, she can't get onto this bomb and try to defuse it. Try anyway, but That's in vain. Zazu will get him a couple more before she goes down. This map is prone to these comebacks. Huge comeback down 12-5. They can bring it to overtime right afterwards. And so Nocturnal down 9-3 to start things off here. They could bring this back, and I mean, getting the first two is a start. They should get this third, bring this to 9-6. And if Lotus don't stop the snowball, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and become unstoppable at some point. Toki's gets herself completely burned out.
It does feel a little bit like they're kind of searching for kills, although the timing here, Lunari caught out just a little bit, but he'll get the spin around on that Deagle, and Mads coming in to finish things for Nocturnal.
To enter into the donut, into the red room. It's not coming in clearly for now. Cyclone gets dinked down to 3 HP. Zazu dead, and so is Cyclone. Barely any damage taken on the side of Nocturnal. 5 on 3. As the bomb goes down towards the A site.
This is something that you do have to consider when you're looking at Nocturnal, is they've got some very, very mechanically gifted players. Well, knock A site, nobody's home. So Nocturnal are doing exactly what they need to be doing. We need to get players pushed down mid, because if we can take control of Shelf early on, if we can take control of Elbow, suddenly we have enough map control. The problem is that they took so much map control, but they left very crucial part of the map open, and well, that is going to be punished and could even go worse for them. But this push out into Temple could yield some results. Lunari in the position, she's boosted up, she's able to cause some damage. The flash, though, can completely deny her any ability to get into this round. Alice coming through the smoke, it's not gonna happen, and it's a rout. Nocturnal, they bag at the 8th, put themselves 1 away.
Time around, M4's in the hands of Alex still has the op in her hands. Violet goes down to half health, doesn't get the kill for her troubles, for her sacrifice, and that Zazu dies first.
Even more dangerous, though, Gadfly's pulled a rotation. There's a player in mid. There's only Estrella on the B-bomb site, and Violet will erase her. That's going to be the B-bomb site open for business as Nocturnal now. They've pulled Gadfly away, pulled her out of danger, pulled her into a position where she's now keeping an eye on the cross. Fly going to be in a position where she can really cause some damage. Lunari, quick 1-for-1 trade. Violet erases one. Oh, Alice with the trade. Now Gadfly needs to get going quickly. 33 HP versus 34, but I tell you what, I'd much rather have that AK. Did she hear the tap on the bomb? She did, and she's going to finish the job. 9-9. Nocturnal bring it all the way back.
6 rounds in a row for Nocturnal. They bring back what was once a 9-3 lead.
Problem is that both teams don't get to start off on even footing. So the MP9s of Lotus now going to be tested versus the AKs and the AWP for Nocturnal.
Too often, right? Like an M4 bullet range. God, I love it. As Estrella gets herself two on the mowdown with the MP9, and all her teammates are there. However, they all fall. It's all left to Zazu with nothing but a FAMAS, but this fresh weapon is very reliable. 2 kills with it. A reload is required and is necessary. 30 seconds left. The bomb needs to go down, though, allowing Zazu to push up. 12 HP. 1 bullet will do her in. And Mads, not looking. Oh, the swing is perfect.
You know, associates so closely with it. Ooh, here we go. Tokies are getting into that twilight hour of this round. They need to go for a push if they want to secure the round. So the execute should come in the final seconds. 15 seconds to push on in. Alice, oh, is she caught? The shot misses, goes wide. Gadfly, oh, it's Violet with 2. And Nocturnal gonna take over that D-bomb site in the last possible second. Cyclone managing to at least stem the bleeding a little bit with a kill onto Violet, but that is all that Lotus will secure as Nocturnal grab an 11th round, swinging it all the way back. Oh, we'll see what we've got here. Zazu right inside of Donut, but Lotus are here. They've got 3 players ready for the bomb to go down. Meanwhile, this MP9 could do some real damage as well. Only goes 1-for-1. 3 versus 2. Lotus, they might have found the formula here. 3 players left. They don't push out one at a time. They might be able to win it, but no, they do. And Gadfly and Tori will be enough. 12 rounds to the side of Nocturnal. Well, I will say we're not getting an A hit, at least not early on. Cyclone, look at how far down she's gotten. She spots the player making their way out of T spawn. but it's a little bit too late. She's going to be able to make the call out that, hey, we should probably bolster up the B-bomb site, but one player is not enough information to make that call. Alice secures the first, but look at what's going on. There's everything is going on all over the place. There's players on A. Alice has managed to secure a second, but this B-bomb site has been taken over by Nocturnal, and now you've got Violet watching the cross, and that is not a task to take lightly. She's already gotten herself one, the tag onto the second and the kill, and now 3 versus 2. Nocturnal, they've got the bomb down, and now they're just looking to finish this game off. Alice and Cyclone, 2 versus 3, but that's a good first coming out of Cave for Cyclone. She will fall to Mads in the end, so Alice, she's gotten 2. Can she go 1 versus 4 to keep this game in play, keep it in motion? First kill, oh my goodness, no! Moving with the AWP means doom. 13-9. Nocturnal secure map number 1.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a game. What a comeback by Nocturnal. 10 in a row. They never lost faith. They never lost sight of the game. Oh.
Alrighty. Off we go. 3-0 start. Very good lead for Nocturnal, especially on the T side of Nuke. Round number 4, so I would imagine they fought in round number 3, are now getting mowed down one after another. Lunari, they did so much damage, but it wasn't enough. The triple kill to come in. Toki's now the last player standing, and yeah.
These 10 girls have been nothing but little terrorists so far.
They really have. I mean, isn't that what everybody wants to grow? Well, isn't that what every little girl wants to grow up to be? I will say this round looking quite different. Gadfly and Violet, the only survivors. So Nocturnal may be getting a little bit overconfident as they push out onto the A-bomb site and get pushed back. But, I mean, Violet is always going to be a dependable member, whether she's got a rifle or a scope.
We have half the kills that Violet has combined. So, gotta be careful there when she's hot. The lead comes in even hotter. 2-on-2 now. They both have a kill to their name. Estrella still waiting up in the rafters. Gadfly walks in through HUD alone. Teammate dead. 21 seconds. Not looking in the right direction. And she gets shot to death. First round for Legacy Lotus in 14 rounds.
Going into this round, outside pressure for Nocturnal. So, let's go into it. This is Nocturnal's map pick, and I guess my question is they didn't get trained. I didn't get a chance to see if they banned it out, and now it's looking pretty bad for them. Violet, though, gonna make up things for her 2 dead team. Oh, just barely flicks off of the target. They've been doing quite well on it, but we'll see if they can make up for not getting that map pick as Mads just drops down for 2. That outside fully under her control. Cyclone gonna need to go huge here off of Heaven. Got Alice over on the other side of the site. She could, but she doesn't. It doesn't matter though. She's still gonna crush Mads. Gadfly now in the 1 versus 2, and she does not have time. All Lotus have to do is get away, but Cyclone gonna rub salt in the wound with that final kill. If they win this one, then they're gonna set Nocturnal really onto the back foot. So another win would be huge, but Violet not gonna let that happen, at least not too easily though. There's still some pieces for Lotus in position. Meanwhile, Alice drops 1. She might have another. Mads waiting for the player down in hell, but meanwhile gonna lose 2 teammates. This is actually the second round where this kind of happened, where they've kind of stalled up outside, but this might be the turning point. Seconds left. Crossfire on the A-bomb site, and it's really the only option for Nocturnal. Mad's gonna be the first one in, the tip of the spear, but Alice out of Heaven, gonna erase her, and Zazu to clean up. It's Lotus now, 1 round away from catching this one back up.
Well, look at Tori. She's got herself all the way up into heaven, but she makes the sound as she drops down, and suddenly, even though she's got bomb, she's not gonna get pushed right away. Bomb will go down. She gets shot, but that's mission accomplished essentially. And now with a first kill as well, 1-on-4, Violet has herself a situation where she could win this round, but Toki's will get the bomb defused. In the head-to-head battle so far between Alice and Violet, it's gone every single time towards Alice. So even though Violet's on the hot streak right now, we'll see if that continues when they go head-to-head. Tori dies out. Toki's is traded out for it. And now suddenly, 4-on-4, we head towards the B-bomb site. No one here just right away to address this.
But does give a little bit of time, does give information over to Nocturnal, even more importantly. Meanwhile, Cyclone going to be found out and rooted out as Violet spots Zazu down from vents. This is looking like it's got Nocturnal's name written all over it as Violet, another headshot onto Estrella. They've decided to make their way on over toward ramp where there's 2 players watching this. Lotus, instead of taking the early fights to Nocturnal, they're just letting themselves play lurks, and it's working out perfectly. The timing's caught all over the map as Lotus, they even things up once again at 5.
Thanks to our friends over in the other game, we got to learn about just how important it is to just have at least that first hero gun. How easy it makes a round and a half. Gives it 20% extra. And that hero gun is down. Picked up by Lunari, down on 13 HP though. Makes things a bit more difficult. Get shot down suddenly. 2 on 3. Nothing but Tech 9s to play with. But these are great sharpshooting. And as they get too close, it's going to be disastrous. However, they've gotten the kills that they've needed on the side of Legacy Lotus.
See if it continues. Last round of the half. Oh, well. AWP popping off once again for Nocturnal. That's not going to stop Nocturnal from making their way in through Secret. Now the question is, can they make it out onto the site itself? There's 2 players waiting for them, and that AWP is a big piece of the pie. Toki's already headshot onto Mads, starting to chip away at Nocturnal, looking for the 7th for Legacy Lotus. Tori out of control. She's lost control, and Alice, that AWP that I've already highlighted. Ooh, that's a shot down to 1 HP. Violet in the perfect spot for a huge clutch, but she doesn't really have time for it. 10 seconds, and she doesn't have bomb, and she doesn't have a choice. She doesn't have a chance. She's out of time. It's going to be 7 for Legacy Lotus. Going into the second half.
They finished right on time, all things considered. An hour and a half to beat out little bots. Sad for me, but yeah, Lotus though showing themselves here, not wanting this game to end anytime soon, as Gadfly and Violet left themselves in a 1-on-4 now, as Gadfly left on her lonesome and won't be able to get herself any of more action. They're gonna have to go on through Secret, or are they just gonna go save? I don't think that's the call to make when you've got nothing but USPSs, but
Nocturnal are a team that I've seen have unicorn rounds before. One of my favorite rounds that I've casted in previous seasons was on Anubis, RIP Anubis, where they charged through mid and no one on the opposing team was watching mid. Then there was a rotation as they got it all the way in, through mid, curved over, went towards supplies, over toward the A-bomb site, as the A players simultaneously started making their way through mid toward B. So it was a unicorn round, and it was hilarious. I was losing my mind. Yeah, this one definitely making a turn for the Lotus side. We'll see if Nocturnal have the oomph to bring themselves back into it. This is something interesting that I've seen economy-wise, is pre-CT money update, you would basically never see a 3rd round op. You would force 2nd round if you wanted the op 4th round of your half. Now, and clearly Lotus not expecting that either. Violet just deletes Alice and gets away with it. Oh, she's going back for more, but no damage taken, and she's going to get it as well. I mean, you wanted to call her violent. She's very much proving that.
yeah,
But
on 19-9, she's looking for a 20 bomb in 15 rounds.
now, hold on. Tokies? Oh my goodness, another one. Another swing out of Nocturnal, and it's just, they're winning every single fight they take. But 1 versus 5 with 15 seconds. I don't think there's going to be a win, even with that AK, as Lunari does find the shots.
Now we get my favorite round here, round number 16. We're looking at a scoreline. It's very nice. This time, looking a little bit more arduous. Retake net required. Tori gets her 4th kill of the game, and suddenly, Colonel looking to take this one out. Alice with nothing but a MAC-10. Can't finish things off. 3 alive. for the side of Nocturnal, and suddenly the comeback queens, I should say, are making it a comeback once again.
And even if they do manage to recover some via that CT bonus, ooh, big push for Violet all the way over to Reg. They're not going to be expecting this, but if she doesn't nail her shots, then she's going to be overwhelmed, and Cyclone going to be the one that does manage to find that kill. Meanwhile, though, Gadfly and Mads line them up and knock them down like bowling pins, and it's just Zazu and Alice looking to salvage this round. They might just do it. With shots like that out of Alice, he runs out of ammo, and Mads will clean that final player up. There isn't enough money for Nocturnal to just keep buying in and buying in. And the difficult part of Nuke is with that new money, you can't just throw unorganized rounds and hope that your opponents run out of money, because they're just going to have more and more. This time, though, Estrella going to find her way out onto the A-bomb site. It's going to be up to Tori to try and secure this one for Nocturnal. Oh, Estrella's going to push on into her, and the AK not going to be enough. Now 1 versus 2 for Alice. She knows there's a player up in heaven. That Molly did the damage. It did enough. Oh, Tori caught with an 8 in her hand, and Alice able to secure the 1 versus 2. While they do have the perfect start so far, the biggest challenges are yet to come, but we'll see if Legacy Lotus can provide this first humbling for Nocturnal or not, as Violet already 2 kills for herself. Gadfly coming in with the MP9 to try and clean this one up and iron out. They do get the bomb down. They do get the kills that they need. And Alice, going to be looking for more spots. Tori with the FAMAS in lobby. Nade goes in to try soften her up just a little bit. Does just enough for that FAMAS to finish the job. And Cyclone on 6 HP just going to be mopped up as Nocturnal do secure a 9th round. They're going to have enough time to pick up the AWP, pick up AKs as well.
On their maps here, for Impact League, 7-0 actually. They already won the first map here. And they're looking to make it 8-0 as the player deep inside of Big Garage can't get the kills, but Gadfly and Mads will work in unison to end the round. It's 10-10, 5 alive.
But it's already been a player down for Legacy Lotus. Mads, first one to fall. Ooh, Violet not expected in secret. That is why they call it secret. Oh.
On to Alice by Violet. Towards this ramp here, it's Tori waiting for these Lotus players to walk in. They're wilting towards Tori. She's down on health, but not down on spirit. Forces the rotate from Toki's up towards heaven. Being looked at, though.
I know, Spirit are a Russian team. They're not an Impact team.
10. Looking to grab 11. Whoever wins this has the huge advantage. And Lunari gets the first. Can't get the second. Leaves Tori in a one-on-one situation. That Nade could do it.
Nade.
It's down to 25 health. 1 bullet will kill her. And that's exactly what Estrella does. Lotus up onto 11.
I was not expecting to be going to a map number 3 after that Ancient, but if we do make it there, Nocturnal don't manage to win this round, I think we're 100% going to Overpass. But that's a crazy start. Lunari and Mads. Okay, Mads playing from within Hut is crazy, and from Mini Garage is crazy enough as it is. All right, Bonamont wants me to take my shirt off. I don't think I can do that, but you can't see me anyway. So, you know, I don't think I'm going to do that, though. But, I mean, hey, I was just talking about, we've got a pause in for Legacy Lotus as they make their way over toward that A-bomb site. Tori now forced to fight this 1 versus 3. That Nade is going to do a good job of softening up Alice. Now she's just got to finish the job here, but there's not enough ammo left in the clip, and Legacy Lotus, they finish the job. Feels like Violet came here to play, but the rest of the team really hasn't turned up in the best way. I've been talking about Mads a little bit, but it does feel like there's been a little bit less participation. See if they can turn that around, or if this is our final round. We head on over toward that B bomb site. Tori already flattened. No one for Nocturnal here. This is going to be a bomb plant and an open site for Lotus.
Shot down to 1 bullet, then she'll get shot dead. Suddenly 2 on 4. Gadfly and Violet. And this abyss of a scout has itself a huge abyss to fight itself up against. Gadfly coming in from the other side of the ramp. Gadfly shot down. 1 on 4 for Violet with a scout. 11 HP. This is undoable. Unwinnable. Lotus will go up 13-10. We'll go to map number 3. We will see Overpass.
It's true. Liquid should not have thrown that. But you know what we will be throwing is an A hit here for Nocturnal as they head on over toward the bomb site. It's just Alice Roar here watching over by Optimus. She's just going to get challenged and overrun by Gadfly.
5-on-3 now. 2 players down for the side of Lotus. They've got themselves no kit. No real way back into this one. Bomb's not planted for this position as they come back in, but 3v2. Tori rips Estrella's head off. Cyclone left on her own. And I mean, my player to watch. Let's see if she can get at least another kill here.
Not
And the
expecting the
answer
player
is a
close in
yes before
bathrooms.
she gets taken down up here in Montreal. But for you, Lotus, most Montreals are from the US. So as they get cleaned up from the side of Nocturnal, I mean, you could have a little bias to it.
Well, getting into this round, though, and we do see something I highlighted earlier, which is the save from second round leads to the op on the third for Legacy Lotus, a trade to start off this push, but the B-pop working out well for Nocturnal as they sideline another, looking for even more. Lunari peeks on out from water, drops Zazu, 4 versus 2, and it's looking like Nocturnal are going to have a similar start to what they did on Nuke. They're looking at the third. It's one of my favorites, because it's just like the, oh, never mind, understandable, have a nice day. Unfortunately, oh, Mads doesn't recover the op.
Now, speaking of the op over on the T side, right? Let's say she picks it up. There is something I miss from Overpass, right? And I don't know why this has been the case. Ever since it's been back into the map pool, no one has built a 4-player tower totem pool, right? No one's been out here going for the 4-player boost op shot to the player jumping out of heaven. I miss that so much. I miss it so much.
There's a reason
Please,
for that.
someone do it.
There is a reason for that in CS2, and the reason for that, as Mads gets to, is that once you've boosted above that second player in CS2, is those towers get real wobbly. It's something that's been complained about basically since CS2 has been released, is boosting hard. I keep getting stuck on my teammates' heads, or I can't get on my teammates' heads. We're finally getting things to be in a functional enough state where you do get those at least 2-player towers to work. There's still going to need to be some more engine changes if we want to see an Olaf pass. Yes.
Hold it all together. Cyclone over here
speaking of-
towards the water fountain. Can't get anything done. She's blind as a bat, but Zazu, they're able to trade. However, Lunari getting Alice dead, and Zazu getting a second. 3-on-3. A third player up to the task, and finally able to take her down. Estrella and Toki left it on their own. However, you now know that Estrella left on the A-bomb site, and the B-bomb site completely open for business. Save this AK, or will she go for this?
I mean, this is 100% a save. I miss you, Nuke, with the scaffolding on the outside. It was stupid for no
Nuke.
good reason.
Old new
With the
Nuke
vents
or
that peeked
old
into the
Nuke?
B-bomb site. 1.6 Nuke, where secret basically didn't exist. How about that?
Where you could 5-stack players and defuse the bomb
hold
for the
on.
B-bomb site.
Big round going on here. Mads,
yeah.
oh my gosh, she's just chewing through these players. Nocturnal, what they've done here is they've given themselves fantastic trades. Lotus trying to get into their faces, completely rebuffed by everything. So Nocturnal
That's
trying
smart.
to not take the early fights, and it goes perfectly for them. Now Zazu all on her own. Can she win this 1 versus 2 with an MP9?
Not gonna look to save this time around. Bomb's still not down. The angle's just not there, finally! They need to be careful. They've allowed Lotus to get themselves up into a big lead, or allow them to get these huge streaks as they push out a monster. They're trying to be monsters on the side of Lotus. At least stop them from winning the half.
Trying to get in here and steal away some talent, because 6 rounds on T side in 6 rounds of play is a very worrying sign for Lotus. So they're gonna need to steal some away. If they just stop the bleeding here, if they just win 1, it's not even enough. It's gonna get scary either way. But Gadfly caught unawares Estrella as she charges away from barrels. 2-player advantage for Lotus. That is huge. Tori alone on the B-bomb site. Violet peeks out into the op and she wins the fight, but there's 2 players. Cyclone over by the bubbler. 2 players, and Tori's already made her way into jail. 1 versus 2 now, but Lotus both on the rotation. So this one gonna be a free bomb plant in these last 30 seconds. The question is, can she get away from the site? That is a chonky nade. Drop off the site itself. I don't know if Lotus heard her fall, and that might be to their loss, but she's nearly out of bullets. So Zazu able to peek out with the USP and vacuum up that final damage.
A
Oh, this could
Nocturnal
be
have everything
huge.
to gain.
Tori
Here's
gonna phase
Tori
into the
pushing through
smoke
the
behind Cyclone. She's got the backs of 2 players to work with. That's the first, but she doesn't know about the second, and Cyclone able to get the trade. That's gonna be a huge pickup for Legacy Lotus to keep this round alive and preventing it from doing too much damage. Oh my gosh, both players were playing anti-flash there. They are able to reel in the kills, but Lunari, you thought it was Violet. We were spectating Violet, but she's not the one to pick up the kills. And this 2 versus 3, Nocturnal going to find themselves a nearly open B-bomb site. Cyclone trying to sneak down through connector, looking to try and support Zazu as she pierces on in, but Violet's AWP finally rings out for the truth. If I were going to highlight something, it would be, again, how both of these teams, both of these maps, the T side has really been the side to watch. The CT side, we had a 7-5 split on Nuke for Legacy Lotus, but they really did a lot of their better work on the T side. On Ancient, the T sides for both teams were the ones to just set the pace of the game, right? The Lotus didn't win a single round on their CT side, and we highlighted it going into Nuke, how desperate it looked. Overpass is a very, very CT-sided map, and these MP9s picking up these kills might be the ticket back into this game for Legacy Lotus, if they can even get something going. Toki's in the 1 versus 3, and she is going to be sidelined.
Now, obviously, CT side is very much so the more favored side on Overpass, unlike on Ancient, but Gadfly getting those kills are huge, but Lunari with a 2K of her own showing off, and Alice too scared to go downstairs. She's thinking about it, but she has to let it slide. She has to save this op, and it's 9-1. No one's got more than 5K except for Violet, who's just built up an economy that's rivaling a hedge fund. Meantime, though, Lotus looking to finally win their second round. Lunari dead. She's been a big thorn in their side, getting a lot of 2Ks, multi-kills that have gone the way of Nocturnal. Cyclone will rip the head off of Violet's shoulders.
Lotus finally playing the timing game perfectly. The kills in bathrooms as Nocturnal started to filter in rather than trying to meet their aggression with aggression. Lotus pulled them back into a trap and made sure that there was nowhere safe. Even as the B site gets punched open, Legacy Lotus, they're still pulling back, still pulling away from this to make sure to keep pieces in positions. Nocturnal, will they get this player in the smoke? Zazu manages to hold the line for her team, and Alice will mop up the final player.
Because their T side needs to be something special. Cyclone gets that one, but she dies right afterwards. Good trades out, but Nocturnal have themselves an advantage, so they've got themselves a 9-2 and a 4-on-3.
They haven't committed. They've got a lot working on this A-bomb site, but bomb is still in T-spawn. Gadfly just waiting for the call out. Hey, we found the site empty. Hey, we managed to erase the defense. But that call doesn't come in. Feels like the T side has such an obvious advantage, has such an obvious window. Either way, it's still goes down to that final second, but Gadfly gonna be regretting as that AWP continues to take her teammates away.
This is why it was James' map. This is why Virtus Pro were so good on Overpass, and now Paravision are excellent on it as well. It's because Overpass is essentially the slowest map in the pool. Despite that, it's well loved, despite how slow it does play. However, Lunari and Violet finding themselves dead quite quickly to start things off here, and the CT side not looking off too strongly. However, Mads gets 2, Gadfly there to help out, and Toki's left in a 1-on-3 up against Gadfly over on Optimus. Now a second player has come in to join. A 1-on-3 turned into a 1-on-1. Tori still on 100 health up against the clock, though. It's coming close, but it's not coming clutch. Tori winning the 1-on-1, and Nocturnal go up to 10.
That one looked like they had it in the palm of their hand, and again, the hand got ripped open by Nocturnal. So the Glocks are likely to just be blown over like a strong breeze, like the wind that has been leaving all of those balloons that just got shot. But yeah, it's gonna be a rough ouch.
It's gonna be a rough ouchie. I agree.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. You get the nade in your lap. It's just like you kind of got to accept what just happened to you. I will
Amazon
say,
delivery package right at your footsteps. There you go.
But Zazu on 50 HP is not likely in the 1 versus 4, and Tori going to chalk up her 4th kill of the round.
And Legacy Lotus could do an even bigger comeback than what Nocturnal did over on Ancient. And here comes the attack already towards the A side. Violet misses her shot, and suddenly she's now dead. Cyclone gets that first opening kill, and suddenly the A bomb site is now open for business. But Gadfly dies out towards the B bomb site. Now suddenly it's all gone awry, and all the players are dead all over the map. It doesn't matter. It's a 5-on-1 now, and Mads doesn't know where to be. Stays towards the B bomb site. Here come the players, though. Is this a 1-on-5, or is this a 4th round for Lotus? As the bomb goes down, it won't even be stopped. Cyclone with another great shot onto Mads.
These USPs, they do manage to secure the AK for Mads as Cyclone falls, but this is going to be a 5th round for Lotus. There's really not too much to talk about.
But you cannot buy, no matter how much money. You could have 16 grand in your pocket. You can't buy anything. Right?
I'm so amused looking at the map on that round as Nocturnal just kind of held back, and that can be the point where things start to break down. This time, though, not the case. Violet picking up the opener onto Lotus.
And they start going and feeling invincible. It's going to get very tough, but Estrella has her back turned to the play. Mads will get her dead, and suddenly it's a 5-on-3. Nocturnal are on the verge of going up to 12 here.
That cuts off so much ability to move from place to place, and now we're seeing it. Lotus forced, funneled into the B bomb site. Alice, good pickup onto Lunari, but either way, it's 20 seconds, and now all we can do as Lotus is try for a messy execute in the final seconds of the round. Gadfly turns away, but at the same time, Mad's going to pick up 1. Alice and Zazu equalize the players, but that bomb has been dropped as Gadfly comes in, and it's just Zazu left on 21 HP as the clock ticks down to 0.
They're trying to make this the final stand here on the side of Nocturnal, trying to end Legacy Lotus right here, right now. Put them 1-3 and make it an impossibility for them to make the playoffs. In the meantime, Tori will get the opening kill. And as Tokis goes down, things get from bad to worse for Lotus.
As far as ops go, Alice has definitely been the one to watch, and Violet has been sidelined more often than not, but this is a great push out of Legacy Lotus as Zazu just swings on into Gadfly. 3 versus 4 for Nocturnal to finish this game out here now. Mads, good kill to start this one off, but a 2 versus 3 retake going to be the story for Nocturnal. Nade into the smoke. Cyclone spotted by Lunari as she makes her way over to Garbage. 2 players remaining, and it looks like we are going to play onward for 1 more at the very least. Can she 1 versus 3 this bomb already halfway ticked down? She knows there's a player close by and the rest are far. She spots 1 out behind Dice, but that means that she forgets about the player next to her, and Estrella will finish the job 6-12.
As long as they can keep that going, and Nocturnal can't knock them down a peg immediately here.
That was a very heads up molly to clear out Tori and Tons. That could have been disastrous for Legacy Lotus, but again, they've left themselves open to the boost. They're still not going to have an easy job of it. Zazu on 22 HP. Against these pistols, this is a time where things could get crazy. Gadfly trades 1 for 1 as well. That's going to be the kill that Legacy Lotus need to put their foot on the gas pedal. And Mads, 1 versus 3. Does she go for it? She does, as Cyclone is waiting.
And so this could get very, very distressful for the side of Lotus. They've lost 2 players, but it's a 3-on-2, and the 2 players remaining do not have guns. Godfly, though, can go God mode here with just this USPS, however, not to be. Cyclone takes her down.
Things continue to get more and more desperate, more and more nervous on the side of Nocturnal, so it's going to be important to lock those nerves under control, maybe even take a timeout as this game starts to get later and later. Good molly. Gonna do a bit to soften up these Lotus players as they peek on in, and Mads goes huge with 2. Lunari backing her up. That might just be the game here. 5 versus 2. 35 seconds for Lotus. Lunari waiting for the push over by Monster. This is an angle that's so difficult to clear out. And Nocturnal, they've got all the players here. They're all prepared and they're all done. It's all over. 13-8 Nocturnal. They turn it up at the end, and they secure map number 3.